What was it like stepping back into the world of Panem for this prequel?
Really exciting. It had been, we thought it was over in 2015, and then Suzanne surprised us with another book. She called me and Nina in 2019 and said, hey, I've got another one. Can't wait for you guys to read it. And so super excited.
I saw the movie and I loved it, and it made me want more Hunger Games films. What's your take on that? Do you think Suzanne needs to write more books?
I would love for her to write more. I don't know if she needs to write more. I mean, part of what's great about Suzanne is Suzanne, gets inspired and comes up with like a thematic idea, and then builds the stories around that. And so if she gets inspired, I'd be super excited to jump back in and do something with her again.
After seeing this film, it made me go back and want to rewatch the originals, and I was just really struck by how truly different this Panem is than the Panem we saw in the other movies. How did you go about creating this world, and what inspired it?
I think one of the exciting things for me, because I love world building in movies, was the opportunity to create a really brand new Panem. And one of the things that we had at our fingertips was that it's a period piece, 64 years before the first stories, and also not long after the wars that created this whole world, right? So we looked at sort of post-World War II Reconstruction era Berlin as kind of a reference point. So late 40s, early 50s, that helped us sort of architecturally, street level, what kind of rubble is around, what buildings are getting rebuilt. But also like automobile design, the level of technology, hair, makeup, wardrobe, all of that sort of was born out of that era.
What's one of your favorite nods to the original films that's in this movie?
I mean, there's a bunch that are in the book. I will say one of my favorites that we added is there's the sort of curtsy bow that Lucy Gray does in The Reaping that's not in the book and not in the script. And Rachel and I improv'd that on the day, and so happy that the fans got it and connected. And there's some more in the movie like that, but really happy with that one.
Of course, Jennifer Lawrence does that in the original films, and she has expressed interest in playing Katniss again. What's your take on that? Do you think there's a way she could be worked into a future story in a future film?
I mean, look, again, if Suzanne wrote something that involved, a Katniss again, sure, that would be amazing. But I personally feel like the Katniss story is done. I love Jen. I've done 4 movies with Jen. I would love to work with her again. But the truth is, I feel like Katniss is sort of done. I would probably guess that Suzanne would say so too, but you never know.
And there's so many stories to explore. I've seen fans online clamoring for Finnick's story or even a Tigress origin story, kind of her journey. Is there one story that you would love to see?
I think a Tigress story would actually be really interesting. I mean, I think that especially once you get sort of... What's that, man? Oh, wait.
I think the most difficult part of the
Yeah.
process.
Once... sorry, what were you talking about?
Stories you'd love to see in the universe.
Oh, yeah, no, I was saying Tigress, honestly, because, when you see how different she is in this compared to what she was in Mockingjay Part 2, Part 5.
So we're getting a part 5, I'm just kidding.
No, there's just such a huge jump to see what that change, what happens there, what the change is like. That would be really fascinating.